Hi, everyone. We'll give it a few more seconds here, let everyone grab their lunch and get settled in. All right, let's get started here. Today, we're going to chat through Woven's labor plan and shift template functionality. Both are helpful tools as standalones, but together they can make a huge impact on building your weekly schedule. Labor plans provide guidance on how many hours your managers should be allowing on the schedule, reducing the need for that late week shift adjustment in an attempt to meet your labor goal. Shift templates will allow your managers to build their schedules efficiently. And if we stack them together, you'll be providing your teams the tools they need to build the best schedule, a target, and a template. Next, I'm going to jump into an account and click around and show you the functionality, and we can see how labor plans and shift templates can work together. All right, so here for the Woven dashboard, I am going to jump right into schedules and first talk about labor plans. So of course, labor plans is part of the scheduling functionality. We're going to find labor plans here within schedules if your security role has access to that. I have a labor plan applied to this location. So when I'm looking at the location, I can see my labor plan details. I don't have any hours here. I do, and I'm allowed to schedule 233 hours for this week. Here's an example of shifts applied to the schedule against the labor plan. So I can see how many hours total for the week against my labor plan. I did pretty well. I'm at 100% here. And then on each day, I'm going to see 29.75 hours against 35 hours planned. On my shifts, I can always change them to an exception shift if there's a specific reason that a team member is coming in. Inventory might be a reason, training might be a reason, and we don't want that shift to count against your labor plan. You can make an update there to not have them count against that plan. When we talk about our labor plans, we do have options for two different setups. We have an advanced plan and a basic plan. You can always add new labor plans and add as many as you'd like. You can name them, apply a specific date range. So here you can see I have two basic plans. I've named them specifically for a location. This one is going to end on the 30th of September, and then this next one is going to start right up on the next day. So there's going to be no lapping labor plan coverage, and they can both be applied to a location. I'm going to show you the difference between these two plans. So the first one I'm going to look at is an advanced plan. An advanced plan will allow you to detail by position each hour of the day, how many hours should be applied to that position. So here, if I look at back of house and I click into the Sunday hours, I can detail how many team members essentially should be working that hour. So from 9 a.m. to 11, I want to have one team member. From 12 to 4, I'll have two. And I can do that for each hour of the day. Now I'm going to bounce to a basic plan. And it is pretty basic. Here, we're just going to say for each day of the week, how many hours are allowed on the schedule. So Sunday through Thursday, 20 hours, Friday through Saturday, 30. Once we have our labor plans created, we apply them to our locations. So on this locations tab, I've applied this Friendswood labor plan. For Woodlands, I have both of those labor plans applied, again, so we don't have any gaps in labor plan coverage there. I'm gonna hop back to the schedule. We're looking at the Friendswood location. We have that Friendswood labor plan applied. I can see that on this schedule week, I'm pretty well scheduled out to meet my labor plan. Another way that your managers can review that with an advanced labor plan is going to be in Insights. So we have this really great scheduled labor hours graph that's going to show you hourly detail by position if you have the appropriate team member scheduled. So here, my labor plan says that I need 2 at 12 p.m., but I have 3 hours scheduled, and I probably need to go in and reduce that. Woodlands isn't going to give me that option. If I look at the schedule week, I'm just going to see hours here and here. All right, let's talk about shift templates next. So while labor plans are going to give your managers guardrails on how many hours they should be scheduling on any day, on any week, a shift template is going to make an easy plan for your managers. Here, it looks like my labor hours are looking really great to my plan. If I execute this week and everything goes really well, maybe this is something that I want to capture and apply to another week. I can do that from creating a shift template and adding this template to my catalog. If I go to templates, it's going to redirect me to schedule settings and scroll down to the bottom of the page. You'll see any of your templates that you have in your account. We already have one skeleton crew template, but I want to make sure that I have the right adjustments to this perfect week template. If I want to, I can click into any of these shifts. I can update the duration of the shift, the position. I can make an exception shift. I can add a break, add additional details, and even notes there. Most importantly, I want to make sure that I have it applied to the appropriate location. So maybe this is good for Woodlands and Friendswood, but Katy and Pearland aren't as high volume, so I don't want to target them. Most importantly, we want to enable the template so it's something that we can utilize. While we're here, I also want to call out that you don't have to copy a template to make it available to you. You can add a shift template and manually add in shifts to create your own this way. Next, I'm going to hop back into a schedule, and I'll move into a future week. And from my tools menu, quick start or quick start here, I can utilize start from template to start adding that template to my schedule. I'll use perfect week and create template, and then I'm going to see those shifts added to the location schedule. All I need to do from here is add who should be working the shift. So who's the team member that's going to be working it. In any of my views, I can make those updates. I can click in, select the appropriate team member, and submit. Same thing for calendar and position view, but I really want to call out that in team member view, we have this open shifts drawer. So I can grab a shift, drag it onto the schedule, and Woven's going to highlight the appropriate team members to be working that shift. So if they have a time off request and aren't available, you'll have a warning here. If they have partial availability, you'll see those details in this view to help you build out that schedule. So we can just drag and drop shifts. That's probably not a good place to add it because she's unavailable. But if you have the proper permissions, you can override it. From there, you publish the schedule to your team members. And it's easy as that. follow your labor plan, utilize your templates to get the shifts added where they need to be. I know it was a really quick one. Thank you so much for being here and spending your lunch with me. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me. And of course, you can always reach out to Woven Support, and we're happy to answer any of your questions there. Thanks, everyone.